Hey YouTube, warbles on a lot here. Okay, so there's 3,040 litres in the number 2 buoy wall, and it's all town water. And there's 5,721 litres in the prism frame tank, and it's all town water. I think I'm going to shift things around. So the Firefighting Donut Mark 1 and this one's got an absolutely blank bottom on the suction basket. There we go, that's what it's got to do. The lead is tasked with holding the blank bottom of the suction basket sieve flat against the bottom of the prism frame tank. Ignition on. Fuel on, choke on. Throttle set. First pull. Choke off. Collect a bit of hose. It's a good thing, the figure 8 flake. 2 $7 buckets. And they do everything that a $385 hose reel does. Throttle up. I'm not using full throttle because I don't want to bust up the ultraviolet cover any more than it already is. This is a much more peaceful way to do it. That's not a live spider. That's fascinating. The power and the water. Come up in the world a bit. And that's gone down. And 58.5. centimetres. You can see how the bag has, quote, lifted up as it's changed shape. And there's 41 centimetres in the prism framed tank, which is 3,845 litres, which is 1,876 litres transferred in 18 minutes worth of pumping. Okay, so now we leave that and we put the hose back. Okay, so that's 4,600 litres of half rainwater and half town water. That's 4,600 litres of all town water. And that is, what do we say it was, 3,800 litres, and it's all town water. And now the theory is that this is the stowage position of the poly pipe, which goes off down to the dam with a Stewart's cap and a Stewart's fitting, so I can put anything up to 100 metres or so of canvas lay flats on it, on-off cock at this end, and enough to go over there, crossing the road, and fill the number 2 buoy wall or the prism tank without needing to add another hose onto this. So now we take the end cap off, we leave this cracked just a little bit open so that when I start the pump at the other end, the water's not going to be stuck there going nowhere for 10 minutes while I'm walking back. It's going to be able to dribble out at probably 1 to 5 litres per minute, thus giving these Xantherias a bit of a drink while preventing heat build-up in the pump. So you'll notice I've laid this to run on the high side of any tree that looks as if it might be thinking about falling down at any time in the life of the pipeline. Bit cunning, that. And here we are then. Fuel on, choke on. Oh, throttle set. Take the Stewart's cap off just to test and see if we've got any water coming out of it. Yeah, we've got water. Pretty bloody dirty water though. In fact, it's so dirty, I'm going to have to postpone this and go and put a float on it, because I don't want to feed that shit to my nozzles. So, probably the best way to finish this video is to just follow the pipeline, which should stand out because it'll have the sun glowing on the plastic. And then I'm probably going to make the float and come down here and install it in the dark, because as you can see, I'm working in the downwind smoke of somebody's fire. Don't know where it is, and I hope not to need this water tonight, but I might. It's an interesting exercise. Putting a pipeline out across country. Don't know how that's going to go. I figure in the sun, the weight of the water will pull it down. Time will tell. Also, kind of wondering if the pipe's going to try and migrate down the hill. Under the weight of the water. And the vibration of the pump. $150 metres to go. One of the reasons I don't think the pipeline is going to migrate downhill towards the dam is because from here it's actually running downhill into a little gully before it comes back up to a clearing. A lot of work involved in convincing water to run uphill. If you haven't done it, you can barely imagine just how much is actually involved. So what I mean about running on the high side of trees that are likely to fall, just might make the pipeline last a bit longer. Assuming it doesn't get burnt, of course. Once again, on the high side of the tree that may fall. Right, and there we go. Might as well put this storch cap back on while I survey my stock of foam styrene, and I select for the task this steel-faced composite beam, which should be, on the one hand, tough enough to do the job, and on the other hand, should float pretty good too. Time to play with the ancestral 1970s vintage Makita angle grinder with cutting discs, which will involve making some 240 volt electricities. And as late as it is as close to sundown as it is, as still as it is, and as smoky as it is. I'm going to have a cup of coffee before I light the generator up. I'm going to do a couple of sketches and figure out just kind of how this float's going to behave, look, work, act. So, here endeth the video. Warbles on a lot to YouTube. The plumbing continues. Ciao.